Christina Branson requests a reading, wanting to get in contact with her great aunt who passed away years ago, and she felt like there was something a great aunt wanted her to know. A great aunt's name was, or as you would say, Louise Templeton Branson Groom. Trying to say that after a cup of tea. So I thought we'll try these Konxari cards. Konxar is the Egyptian for talking to the dead. And instead of just like using mediumship cards, these are mediumship cards, seance cards, but they're a bit more detailed. And given the fact that she said there was something she thought there was, she felt as though a great aunt wanted her to know, we'll ask great aunt Louise there what that was. So as we shuffle the cards, I've got to say this now. We'll ask for great aunt Louise to join us. Spirit of great aunt Louise Templeton Branson Groom, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Louise Templeton Branson Groom, and move among us. Spirit of Louise Templeton Branson Groom, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Louise Templeton Branson Groom, and move among us. Spirit of Louise Templeton Branson Groom, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Louise Templeton Branson Groom, and move among us. Blessed be to great aunt Louise Templeton Branson Groom and all absent friends. We'll move just the cards here, just for a moment, and what I'm now going to do is, just before we deal them out, I want to thank you, Louise Templeton Branson Groom, for your presence. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your energy and for what Christina feels that you wanted to know. So hopefully you will speak to us, and well, mainly to Christine, really, I suppose, isn't it? And we'll see what's going on there for Christina Branson. So what we'll do, I'll just minimise that, and now I'm going to deal out these cards. What we're going to do is deal them and just like I suppose it's about, you say it's like a compass, face of a compass or something like that, isn't it? But what I'll do, the first two we put in the middle, it's in the form of a cross, but I'll just put them slightly together just for now, probably even just one slightly on top there, just so we've got some room. That's just temporary, that is. We'll pull them apart again in just a moment. The other cards we deal like so, and then we go around in a circle with the other ones. So we go like this, and go all the way around like so, until we reach there. Now the next thing we have to do is there are 4 cards that we must never see. If we want to look at them, don't. And that's the north, the south, the east and the west cards, as you could call them. Nobody knows exactly why we should never see these cards, so when we deal the cards out, we make sure we make sure we don't reveal them and look at them. To be on the safe side, though, of course, we don't know why we do it out of respect for Spirit, out of respect, in this case, for Louise Templeton Branson Groom, and so we don't see them. We remove them. Save having to not to be tempted to flip them over and see what they are. We remove them completely, and then we place them underneath the deck like so. Never look at those cards. I'll just place the rest of the deck just to the side here, and now we can now neaten up, as you would say, with the rest of what we've got here. So these 2 here, we can just that one was just over the top there, so we can just bring these around a bit, make sure those are parallel like so, and we've just got this configuration here. So we've got those, see those the spacing there has to just be that, and then we just check just quickly neaten them up, and we've got this configuration here. So we now deal the cards in the order that they were dealt, or in the order they were placed. So the first card will be this, then this, this, and so on. So that'll be the order that we deal. Each card has a picture on it, a keyword, letters and numbers as well. They say that if you use Konxari cards, you put the Ouija board away, because that's really what it's a bit like, in the sense that with the letters and numbers on the cards, and some of the symbols maybe as well, the letters and numbers mainly can be, there may be a hidden message there, or a word, or maybe it could even be the thing that your great aunt has been trying to tell you, maybe. Let's find out what that is. We'll flip the first card, and then we'll just flip it nice and slowly just to reveal its energy. Nice and slowly there, just to see what we've got. The first card is age, and some alchemy symbol and the number 9. So I'll just show you that as it is there. Oh, sorry, I just lost my footing then. So there's age and number 9. So straight away, with it being, I suppose, in the northerly point of the compass, or whatever, or straight forward, it may have nothing to do with it, but in the sense I was trying to class as the Santa somehow, those 4 are the Santa. As you look at the card, I'm sort of getting age naturally. Age had a lot to do with it. Whatever this was she wants to tell you, it's something to do with age. Something to do with her age, maybe. Strangely enough, as if you'd believe that. just put my little table along here so I can get at things. Sadly, my cup of coffee has gone cold, but that doesn't matter. I don't mind cold coffee. I can tolerate it quite well, actually. But notice here that we've got this thing going on here. I want to pull out, I'm so tempted to just pull this other card out here as well. It seems as if with these cards, these Konxari cards, I just want to just mention here that with tarot and runes and other oracle cards and forms of oracle, they read for us. They do our reading, as you would say. But a Konxari reading is a reading for them. So this isn't really, Christina, this isn't really your reading. This is Louise's reading. I just thought I'd stress that and then just point that out, just in case you were thinking it had anything to do with you. This is Louise speaking from the other side, and her energy is impregnated within, and it's relevant to her. I want to just pull out this next card here. This card is revenge. That was inverted to me as I'm looking at it. So I'll remember to place it inverted. And the letter V. Notice there. I'll just hold that so you can see that. And that's revenge. Age and revenge, although with the revenge card being inverted, it would be, I suppose, read as negative. I could perceive it as either a negative form of revenge or that's how I'm perceiving it. Age and revenge. I'm sort of getting here as though she's trying to say somebody got their own back on me and took advantage of my longevity, took advantage of my age and got me back for something that, as if she's saying somebody else sought revenge on it and used her vulnerability as a means to either I don't know, get money back or get something back that was theirs, or in that sense, or maybe, say for example, if she was in, say, a care home to make sure her life was made a misery, or in hospital or whatever, make sure my life was made a misery by saying, well, you know, she's a bit doolally and doesn't quite know, and all this sort of thing, and oh, I'll get her back. I'll get her back for this. She probably does know she's compos mentis, alright, but as if they're trying to get away with doing something, but get her back for something that maybe. I'm not saying it's that. I'm saying it's that sort of thing that you probably may Christina, as I suppose as an outsider, as we're watching here, you may relate to. This is what I'm getting from it. This is what it's saying to me. I want to pull the next card, which this is the next card that was drawn, isn't it? I want to just pull that, and we'll flip that card nice and slowly to reveal its energy. That's also inverted as well, but we'll just show it to you the right way up, just for the sake of Decay, the letter C. More alchemy symbols and things on there as well, but the decay and the letter C, I don't know if that means anything to you. So I'll just place that there. This is, notice how revenge, decay and age are all, age and decay are together, as if atrophying away, rotting away. If it was age related thing that she got, which I suppose is easy to sort of assume anyway, isn't it, with old people or whatever, isn't it, Christine? But whatever you're trying to say here, Louise, we're trying to decipher, is I suppose the best word to use, isn't it? We've already established, or I've already feel as though I've established, I'm getting the feeling as though the age has been used against, well, it all comes to us, it comes to us eventually, and opportunity knocks for those to get their own back once somebody's been weakened in a natural way, decayed naturally, weakened naturally. And I've got a sort of sense as though the person who has, or who is, trying to get vengeance, trying to get their own back, has literally just been waiting. Just been playing the waiting game, and it finally happened. Also notice that given the fact that Louise is on the other side, decay could be related to hoping that the evidence of one's actions will rot away and decay and fade away into nothingness. Hoping that it'll be forgotten about, maybe. A bit like the scenes of a crime, where hoping the fingerprints will rot away, or the forensic. I suppose the forensic evidence is stepped over, walked over, kicked and knocked about, or whatever. Over time, decays, and over time is a healer, but it can also remove evidence. That's what I'm getting from it. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I am, I don't know. But I'm just getting that from that. And I want to move on to this next energy, this next card here. I want to just flip that to see what vibrates there. We'll just flip it and then see what. We'll leave it that way as is. That is the energy of desire, and is it Venus, I think, the letter S. So we'll put all these letters and numbers together, and then you can play, I suppose, a bit like an anagram game, isn't it? That Louise will have left you. A final puzzle to solve. Desire. I was hoping that didn't say desire. I was hoping that my reading glasses weren't working correctly. But isn't this a bit of a revelation here? The desire for revenge. Notice all these four here. The desire for great auntie to grow old. The desire for things to decay. through vengeance one gets the urge, the desire of course grows as vengeance takes hold, hoping that any evidence will decay away, literally, and hoping that age will be on the side of the person who wants to get somebody back for something. Is the seeking revenge, are they in the sense of, are they seeking revenge on Auntie? Were they seeking revenge on Auntie and using her age as basically a weapon against her? Or were they seeking revenge maybe on you, Christina, or on somebody else, and doing it through Auntie? Maybe trying to get something off you or whatever, maybe a bit like, I'm not saying it is, but a bit like, say, making a change her will to leave that money instead of you. I'll get Christina back. I'll get a great auntie to change her will. And I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying it's something similar to that, in the sense that, are they using that as a channel and a means to get what they want? The desire is there, but for what? Desire for revenge, but for what? Why? We know the method they've used, very clever, although subtle and sly. A bit like what the UK government has been doing with poor and vulnerable people, to try and claw back debt, national debt, by accusing the poor and vulnerable for it's a disabled person's fault for the banking crisis, for example. We know it's for what, it's the bankers who are to blame. And in a similar sort of way, we get this sort of scapegoating going on here with whoever it is. It may be I want to pull the next card, which will be next to age and desire. That may hold a clue into why the desire, the age, why the desire for somebody to grow old would be. If it's a desire for Auntie to grow old, a desire that she'd waste away, a desire for revenge, or revenge is also fueling the desire, or whatever. I somehow feel as though the desire is the key to these two here, clawing in on that, clawing in on the age. I still think that's what's going on. And if that's so, then if these two or these three here, maybe this over here, this card here, may hold a key to what's going on over in that department. Let's just see what or area. What have we got here? Graveyard, a skull, and the letter C. We've got graveyard here, and that's the card. Let's take a look at that, and then we shall place it just that. Naturally, age leads to the grave. Naturally, that's I would assume a foregone conclusion, really, isn't it? a desire for Auntie to be in the grave so that I can get what I want. A desire that age will drive her to the grave and she will rot away. And whatever was buried with her, assuming she was buried, of course. I mean, you've got cremation and other things, but assume maybe in a metaphorical sense that it'll be taken to the grave with them. But, of course, Auntie is speaking to us now from the grave, isn't she? So they weren't that clever, were they? They weren't that clever. And that is the key to it, isn't it? I want to pull the next card straight away. And we're going to try and link maybe what's parallel when we pulled that one. But we'll pull this card here. This is the next one that needs flipping over here. Just flip it nice and slowly, not to disturb its energy there, just to see what that is. The word never and 0, the number 0. Never. Let's just show you that. Now I'm thrown here on this one, believe me, just at the moment until we've just got them. So we've just got it there. Never. What's going on here? Never. Never revenge, never desire. I don't know. Never. I don't know. I want to say never forget or never. The desire will never go away or something of that nature. I can't. I literally cannot. I'm just sorry here, but literally I'm thrown here. I don't know what that's saying. I'm going to leave it just for now and see if it tallies up with something else. Maybe you might know, as you're looking at it there, maybe you might know what it means. Or feel free to try that one. I'm going to just pull the next card as to why is it when you've got reading glasses on, I've said this before, why is it when you've got reading glasses on you always notice the dust and everything that's knocking about, even on this weak pair of reading glasses. I'm just going to flip this card here now and just seriously see what this reveals here. Camera, the colour green and the letter P. We're getting somewhere, maybe. I'll just show you that one. Camera, the colour green and the letter P. And I'll just place that there. The camera card, as you could call it, is opposite the graveyard card. It's parallel to that. It's also next to revenge and also next to decay. I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if it's pictures that were gathered on a camera, either evidence or pictures of maybe even memories of Auntie or something like that. decaying pictures of Auntie. Of course, if you copy them enough times and they're a JPEG file, then they decay, don't they? If you don't save them as bitmaps or some equivalent to that. But everything decays anyway, doesn't it? Everything decays eventually, providing you can transfer the data over to something, a new storage device. It won't rot away. I'm sort of thinking of old photographs. Maybe photographs that are decaying away, rotting away, that may hold a key to the revenge. Is Auntie on the photograph sitting next to, standing next to, or next to somebody who could give you the key to who it is? Or is Auntie the photographer? Is it a photograph that she took of the person? Why I'm sort of thinking it's photographs decaying, photographs rotting away, but it's over. I'm not saying the argument is over photographs, but photographs have something to do with it. I can't see, of course, with it being opposite the graveyard, I can't see anybody photographing the graveyard. I mean, people photograph the graves, don't they? They do it quite a lot for this group, don't they, when they post a picture of the loved one, the grave of the loved one, or whatever, or something. But what are the photographs about? Memories, or something decaying away for the camera. Is it a film or something? Literally a film in a camera that's been left in the camera. No, I don't know what that is. Is it Auntie's camera? What's the colour green? Why am I locking onto the colour green? Is it the green of the heart chakra, or as if whatever the photographs are, somebody has taken it to heart, maybe. Notice there's green going on here, isn't there? In the Decay card, there's a bit of. I'm looking onto the green there now, as if that's as if the colour green has something to do with it. Of course, if we eat greens, it's good for the heart. That's what the colours are all about. And red food, like tomatoes and things like that, are good for the blood and so on. But what's the camera has sort of thrown me, but this never. I never saw the photographs that they no, because we're linking the decay to the age, aren't we? Hoping that Auntie decays and the desire for maybe the photographs to decay, and that maybe that's the evidence that they're hoping that will get them off the hook. Although we did link, as I said, we did sort of link the decay to the age, didn't we? The age and decay. So it's like a toss-up between those two, isn't it? The graveyard still, I'm still a bit flummoxed with that one. The skull, I'm looking onto the skull. I don't know why. The symbol of the skull on on the graveyard card there. You can just see that. As if, I mean, the brain and the knowledge is in the skull, isn't it? As if maybe she says, I took that knowledge to the grave with me, or something. I don't know. But Auntie did take it to the grave, whatever it was. The knowledge of why the person wasn't on the photograph, or the knowledge about who that person, not who the person was, maybe who it was, but what they were really about, and they were about getting it back. Maybe it was something from let's say the Freudian sort of scenario, where it was something from a childhood or youth, and she's never told anybody until now, and they've now waited till she's too old to fight back, so they can come back. And but as the culprit, the one who's after revenge, could that be Christina? I can't see Christina wanting revenge on Auntie, though, on Great Auntie. I can't see that. That's so. At least we've thought of it and we've ruled it out, haven't we? Never. Somebody say never. It would never be her. So maybe that's what the never bit is. Just there to hint at when I start thinking of anything. This will, of course, now lead us to the final card. Will it not? Which is parallel to the never card, just as we're on about this never card here. We'll see if that may hold the key to what it is about. Let's just get that card there, and we'll just flip it nice and slowly, just to see what its energy is. That's inverted. Oh, we've got a crescent moon. The letter L. Auto writing. Isn't that strange? We were doing some auto writing yesterday in the Facebook group. Maybe that's what it is. A hint. Maybe this is a hint to part. That was a jumper. I just dropped it. Maybe this is a hint to you to do automatic writing. Maybe just hold up. Maybe you already do it. I don't know. Or the auto writing that we did was with this planchette here, as you can see, and then you just stick the pen in there, and then it sticks through the underneath. And then we've just got those little bearings there, haven't we? And that's the original planchette that the Ouija board planchette originated from, the little plank. Although it was more of a little table than one with bearings on, but that's, I suppose, a modern equivalent of it. And with the auto writing, it's sort of facing that planchette just stored over here. I'm not suggesting that I will try it now, but maybe we could probably try something about later. But auto writing and decay, decay and age, auto writing and age. It's the auto writing is linked to age and decay. In that's those sort of three, isn't it? But it's parallel to never as well. Is it never do auto writing, as if to say don't do it, or is it auto writing has never been done yet and you ought to try it? You might never know. Literally never know your luck. You just never know what. Literally in that sense, never know what I can probably tell you through that. I find with auto writing, though it doesn't write so much things out, it draws things. It's auto drawing, I call it. Auto sketching, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. It's more auto drawing for me, and you get squiggly lines and things, and maybe, I suppose it's a bit like reading tea leaves and things. You sort of look at the squiggly lines and see if there's a shape there, or if it looks like something. The recent instalment we did in the Facebook group was it looked like an aeroplane. And it was just ironic. I swear I hadn't seen the news all day, and then apparently there'd been something about there was a fly past today actually, and it looked like an aircraft, and the fly past was in memorial of this American bomber that crashed to avoid children playing in the park or whatever it was. And one of the children is now an old man, and he's felt guilty and tended to the graves, thanking in sort of honour of that. So nobody does forget, but what is the decay here? Auto writing, is it the ability to use auto writing that's decayed, or if you can't see the photographs anymore and the photographs have decayed, use auto writing and I'll tell you about it in some way. I don't know, maybe auto drawing, probably. That's just my excuse for doing a squiggly line and it not being legible. It's called auto drawing when it's not legible writing. That's, as I say, my excuse for legitimising it. Is that the right word? For making it valid when it probably doesn't mean anything at all. I don't know. But auto writing as if it is hinting at something. But with it being, it could, the fact that it looks inverted, it was flipped inverted here, the fact that it was inverted that way may hold the bad news with auto writing, I don't know. Doing auto writing with a pen in one's hand, I don't do that. I can't. I just don't know what that's about at all. But it is as if Auntie is sort of suggesting you've never used auto writing, but it's never is next to the desire and the revenge, isn't it? But it is parallel to auto writing, never auto writing. Is she saying don't use it, or is she saying use it and I'll tell you? You've never used it yet. It's time that never was eliminated and became whatever. Never, the never card, I'm sorry, but I am totally flummoxed with that one. And maybe even to the auto writing, but at least Auntie is giving you an option of finding out maybe what the message is. That, or how to access the message. I feel that the message is partly here in some respects or other, in the sense that there's somebody who's tried to get her back, used her age, used her vulnerability as she decays, as she rots away, and maybe as the film or the pictures, the old photographs wither and fade away, either get thrown in the bin or just get put by the wayside so nobody knows who they are. They might not even know who they are in the picture. But I somehow feel as though the photographs do hold a clue to who the person is seeking vengeance. They'll be on either on the photograph, they could be the photographer. Who took that photograph? Oh, that was such and such a body, wasn't that the one who... Or it could be who's that in the photograph there. Have you noticed? We don't know who it is, but Auntie would have done from years ago. And I sort of sense it's somebody who's been meaning to get vengeance for quite a few years, and either tracked Auntie down or something. As I've said before, I'm going round in circles now, literally. So I hope that this has been of some use to you, Christina. So what I'm going to now do, I'm going to just gather the cards up in the order that they were dealt. I always sort of do that when I do other things. I want to just thank you, Great Aunt Louise, for this message, for what you've conveyed to us, and then hopefully you've managed to say through these cards, you've managed to use these cards to convey the message, as you would say. But finally, we were going to deal out some cards here, I suppose in the order they were dealt again. But we're just going to deal them out here, just in front there, and then this is the time where you get a pen and paper and write something down. First of all, we'll write down the number 9. This is the anagram game, by the way, as if it were a game. Number 9 and the letter V, the letter C, the letter S, and another letter C, zero, number 0 as O as a letter, 0 as a number, and P, the letter P, and finally the letter L. Make of that what you will. I'll just leave that there
2 hours.
for you to cogitate over, whatever. As it just strikes 2 o'clock in the morning here, so we're using the hours of darkness to energise any spiritual presence that we've got here. So with that, Christina, I think we'll close the setting now. As I said before, we thank you, Louise, for your presence. We thank you for your time, your energy, and Louise Templeton, Branson Groom, we thank you for sharing. And now I want to just say, love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, merry do we part. And merry may we meet again. Blessed be to Louise Templeton, Branson Groom, and all absent friends.